Hi, my beautiful six pinners. Welcome to your June Numerology Scopes. Okay, so I've been really excited to talk to you about what's going on in June because you're in a 6-6 coupling. And it basically means that there's some pretty powerful things that are going to happen this month for you. The number that you have to work with for overall success across the board is the number 3. And that's really what we need to talk about. Now, this is going to be a little tricky for you to navigate, but if you are forewarned, forearmed, I think as each and every situation shows up for you, it's going to be okay. You'll have a little bit of fluttering that goes on before you engage in conversation. The 3 energy is about expression, talking, authentically sharing how you're feeling without guilt or blame or shame. In an interesting way, it's blunt, and yet it's blunt without making somebody else feel poorly about anything. And then encouraging others to authentically, honestly share how they're feeling as well. In a nutshell, if I just said, that's it, guys, good luck, see ya. That's what I'd want to tell you. That's what June is about. In your business, in your relationships, your personal aims and goals, how you're creatively expressing yourself. This is what this month is all about. Fascinating, huh? Okay, so I know for you that the 6 experience, the marathon run that you've been running has been difficult because, in its essence, this frequency is about community and making it better, making it function better. And what makes up community? Relationship. And if we didn't have the ability to find common ground, what kind of a world would we be living in? It's profound. The number of the visionary, the number that can see the bigger picture, this frequency is incredibly important to have, because without it, we would be in a very different demographic situation, cultural situation, relational situation, right? There is a need for there to be a visionary who can see the bigger picture, that honors and respects and love hugs and snugs all different people from all different walks of life, and all is beautiful, right? And as we are the expression of that, we teach others that it's okay for them to fall into that expression of that towards us as well. This looks like universal inclusion. Inclusivity is important, not exclusivity. There's always 2 manifestations, potentials of each number. One is the higher vibrational representation, which is emancipated and beautiful and incredible. And the other is the lower frequency, which is, it's divisive, and it is, its intent is to tear down and to separate, divisive, and to, ultimately, potentially destroy. And this is what the 6 has the capability of doing. Hold on, guys, I need a drink of water. A lot of videos, a lot of teaching, a lot of talking. So you've got this double energy of 6, which I'm so excited about. And I will touch in, I'm going to try to touch base with you guys in a couple of weeks, just to see how you're holding up, just to give you a little bit of juice, a little boost, because I am really excited for you specifically, your pins specifically. All right. So the terrain we are running through in June is the number 6. That's our sprint run, right? All these months are what I call sprint runs. Your massive marathon run is 6. So after 5 months of working kind of in a, repetitive, keep it going, focused way, seems like you're really having to deal with some difficult situations that don't seem to be moving all the way up until last month when you started to see some shifts, right? Now the ball is going to start to roll downhill because we're at the midpoint in the year. And so kind of what I'm telling all the pans is what you built in the last 5 months, you're going to be able to see after this month how the next run of the next 5 months is going to go. 5-6 months is going to go. What you've built, you're going to see it roll out. And this month is a pivotal month for you because you have the opportunity to activate the 3, which we're going to go into. We're going to talk about that in relationship. And that looks like your business, whatever you're doing there, your career, and your personal life, and your personal aims and goals. So what is this 3? What is it? 3 can be tricky. It is the first of the creative numbers, and its job, which it's very proud of, is to express itself in an honest and authentic way. I am in intimate relationship with people who are 3s. They're 30s. I know 33s. The job is to be honest and authentic with their expression. That can look like talking. It can look like art. It can look like music. It can look like some form of individual expression that then is conveyed to, at the very beginning, it's 1-to-1. But the role and the job and the penultimate goal is to get it out to the masses. How can you be honestly, authentically expressive with your feelings? If you guys think about that, it's like I'm not having I can understand that intellectually, right? Yeah, okay. Live it, be it. How do you do it? This is the secret for your success as you move through June across the board. And then what you do is you teach by example others, give them the window and the opening to do the same. Authentically, honestly, share their feelings. Now I'm going to go ... without the attachment of blame, shame, guilt. I'm going to pause for a second. I just want you guys to metabolize that for a nanosecond. I know our world needs a lot of help, and we need a lot of help in coming together and practicing inclusivity in a more productive way. And there's always 2 ways to go with the 6 frequency. As you know, a lot of you are my clients. I know I've just recently started doing these YouTube videos, which I'm thrilled that I'm starting to do this. So you guys know that the 6 is hard, and it's hard because relationships are difficult. 6 is the higher octave of the number 2. The 2 and the 6, they really go well together. The 3 and the 6, they go well together in a different way. In the way that I'm talking about right now, the 2 and the 6s How can I be in relationship with you and be okay in this relationship with you? Because we, it's like being twins. We are both human beings, but boy, are we different. Every single person on this planet is different than every other person on the planet, right? Sometimes we meet people and we say, oh my gosh, you and I are so alike, but we're still different people. That's not a difficult concept to understand. The two is focused on one-to-one communication. It's like the twins. It's the Lover's card. It's the yin and the yang. It's it's in any analogy that you want that's wrapped around that. The 6 takes it into community and says, all right, community, how do we do this? I know that there's sometimes that I get overwhelmed with the global temperature of what's going on. And yet, as a 9 healthy life path, I bring back to myself, well, it starts with me. It starts with me. How am I going to better my community? How do I do that? All right. Be the living embodiment of this. So let me talk about the negative, lower frequency. Sometimes I hesitate in using positive, negative, it has its own connotations. The lower frequency expression of 3 is to be incredibly self-critical. So it starts here with falling into not feeling secure. And the reason why you don't feel secure inside here with all the feels and all the deep, incredible, sensitive feels, that looks like intuition on steroids, knowing the things that are not being said and trying to navigate around that. That looks like politics, doesn't it? It just looks funky. It feels funky. How do you navigate inside of that? So the 3s can fall into feeling self-confident, and then they get angry because people are lying. And then they kind of get stuck in grinding on things that really, honestly, at the end of the day, actually has nothing to do with them. When their role, their job, their goal is to express how they're feeling, honestly, authentically. 3s are tied to 1 as well. I promise you guys, I'm going to get that video out. I promise you. As my life is just moving so fast. I just have to carve out the time to do this, and I promise you I will. 1 takes creativity and it takes raw energy and makes it into something. And the tricky part with 1 is that energy is going to create something, even if it's not directed, even if it's not chosen. So people who are in a 1 personal year and they don't know it, whatever they build in that 1 personal year is going to land, even if they're not a part of it. Like energy will create regardless if we're participating or not. And that means tangible something. The 3 is kind of the same way. There's this rule, this law. Expression will be expressed regardless of your participation or not. And authentic, honest expression will be expressed. And sometimes it's, I am furious at the world and I think people are just horrible and there is no place in the world for me. And there's a protection that, because the sensitivity is so overwhelming and it's not understood or it's not yet integrated, then hypercritical behaviors come out, behaviors of isolation come out, and you remove yourself from situations where what is being required is, tell me how you really feel, right? The lack of security is overwhelming because the 3 is not understood. And that's what I really am telling all of you to avoid taking root at all cost. Yeah, because once that gets in there, you can lose days, if not weeks. And then you'll roll into the end of this month and you'll be saying, well, crap, what happened? Well, this happened. Misunderstandings happen. Arguments happen. More misunderstandings happen. And it's difficult. It's really difficult to get out of that. If you know this ahead of time, you're going to do great. I promise you. Consciously front load. Most of the time, the thing that helps me when I am working with 3 is to remind myself that it actually isn't about me. This stuff, the feelings, isn't actually about me. I'm an intuitive. This is my job. I've worked as a psychic intuitive for almost 20 years. And so I'm very, very comfortable with all the feels and the different situations that people have where their feeling center is, all out of whack. And usually it's because of trauma. Usually it's because something has happened to them. And in that way, it doesn't have anything to do with me, how they're reacting or responding to me. It has nothing to do with me. That is really helpful to remember, all right? So front load all the positive traits of the 6, which, I'm hoping you've got tattooed on your forehead right now by this point, which is being incredibly open to people learning. And usually when people are in learning processes, they make mistakes. So an inordinate amount of patience and forgiveness while you actually can see the bigger picture of how things are going to work better. Stay away from perfectionistic tendencies. Just, run. Allow people to be imperfect, because in that imperfection is where the secret and the sauce sits, where the truth and the honesty of growth sits. Let people make mistakes. It's how they're going to learn. Be the penultimate teacher. Have patience. Practice forgiveness. Practice that daily. Today I practice forgiveness. Today I'm front loading, practicing patience and being forgiving. Just letting things go. Don't make it a big deal. The big danger for the 6 with this perfectionistic tendency is to say, let me give you an example. Here we go. You ready? Oh, you're not doing that right. No. Give that to me. Give that to me. I'm going to have to do it myself. Then you pivot over here. Oh, no, you're not doing that right. Give that to me. I'm going to do this. And then how many times are you going to do that? Because you can see the perfect way that needs to be done, whatever piece that is. And so you work on these petty details that collectively the community was trying to tackle. Family, work, various communities, right? Friends, doesn't matter what the group is that you're a part of. And then at the end of the month, you have a bunch of petty details that look perfect and really upset people around you, where now nothing has changed. The problems have compounded, and you are coming out with pennies in your satchel instead of, $100 bills. We're in an 8 global year. The goal is success, abundance, prosperity, recognition for everybody. That's what this means. And you, as the visionary in a 6 personal year, have the opportunity to actually get into the business conversations, the personal conversations that you know where the problems sit. You know it. And yet for you, have you ever really honestly spoken your truth authentically without blame or shaming somebody or judging somebody or guilting somebody? Can you speak from your center, your place of centered self, your truth, and risk that? You know, that's every single artist I know or musician I know. I'm a musician. I play the piano. We're so worried about judgment. You know, I can't tell you, I'm a concert pianist. So I grew up in competition, and missing a note was like, bye-bye, see ya. We're so trained to be so concerned about somebody else's opinion. This is what makes the 3 really tricky. But I promise you, you've got this incredible energy that you know, at the end of the day, it is joy. It is the joy of living. It is the joy of expressing and allowing the space for others to do the same. And therefore, when people are telling the truth and they finally say, this is what I've been XYZ, you know, worried about, tired of, I wish you would stop doing this, you know, okay, there's a little bit of blame, right? You got to kind of think about, how do you talk to each other? And if something like that is said, that's where you practice forgiveness. And you say, yep, okay, I can see that, right? More than anything, it is about, what is it that you feel like you need now? How can I support you now? What needs to no longer be here now? What is something that will be supportive of your unique, authentic, creative self? Tell me how I can support that. You might even be the person who knows how, you know, knows the thing, the teacher that teaches them. And in that way, you're paying it forward. You're putting the time into community, and you're working towards making it better than how you found it. All right. So overall, that's the piece here that is working throughout the entire month. And you've got, trust me, your numbers next month are entirely not this. And so take advantage of this while you have it. In getting into your to-do lists, business to me looks like it's going to be going along just fine. There isn't anything necessarily that's going to be a hard hit. It's more about talking to your colleagues and your coworkers and your partners and using the 3 energy to bring in the truth of two parts. The things that are authentically correct and the things that are not in alignment with that. Is this your unique expression that is honest in the business that you're working inside of? And I tell you, if you're running your own team, if you are making a decision to possibly pivot inside of the company, what is it that you desire? What is your truth? What is your truth? What is your truth? All right. And to find a way to authentically, honestly share that. Super important. It has everything to do as well with the things that make you happy. So I know that we all kind of sit on some places that we grind on, like, I'm not happy doing this. To be honest with yourself and not to blame anybody else, what would you do then now? What would you be going for now? And that's where you pipe those conversations inside a business. Because next month, if we move to finances, because next month is about building a foundation, because trust me, you will be in a new foundation next month. And it's something, because of what you're doing this month, you will be finding yourself building something new. Structure, the order, the system of it. It will require some cash flow. I'm not worried about cash flow necessarily for you guys. I mean, the money's going to be coming in, but money will next month be going out. So Do take a little bit of time to yourself. This is the vacation month for you. This is family time for you. This is playtime for you in a way that is awesome. Spending time with littles, spending time with older people in our lives. There probably is going to be, as always there is for any time there's a 6, the need to tend, nurture, and love those in our family of origin, family of choice, and our immediate community. So there will be that's sitting out there, and I'm going to tell you every single time, give of your time without expecting anything in return. That's where the 6 and the 9 dance together. And do so with a willing heart, right? While at the same time that you're playing. And all right, so business looks good, and just be creative inside of it and get in there and have these conversations. But you first, you be the embodiment of honest, authentic expression of how you're feeling, without guilt, shame, blame, none of that. Just don't. And you might have to think about that for a second. That's, that's another mantra that you can try. Today, I'm going to honestly express myself without guilt, shame, or blame to anyone involved with my honest, authentic expression. And I know we're going a little bit long on this one. And the last thing I'm going to tell you is somebody close to you, and this usually happens with this 6-3 frequency. And like clockwork, don't ask me why, it happens in a 6 personal year. Somebody you care about. They're not telling you the truth. Again, right? 3's psychic. Off the charts psychic. Like you just get downloads. And that's everybody's comfort level that they have to grow into. Don't go digging around or poking away at it. It will reveal itself more next month. So just don't give it too much focus. Let it be. Don't push them. This is usually just one relationship that is close to you. And give it space, give it grace. Outside of that though, and it will resolve itself. You're going to find out because you've got a 4 energy next month, all of a sudden you're like, oh, I know what to do. I'm going to, help in this situation. 6, love to help. And outside of that, guys, I'm going to say that's a wrap for your June scopes. I know it's a lot, but I'm really, really excited for you. If you want to see the written out version of this, because I write these out every month too, I know I'm nuts, go to, just click on the link on my homepage here on YouTube, and it'll take you to where I work, 12listen.com. 12listen is where I work as an intuitive and a psychic and all sorts of other things. It's my home away from home. It's my second family. I love these people that are there. And just find my picture. You'll see my name, Christina Morier. Usually that's where the people that are online, you'll see their pictures, but just, search for me by name. If I'm not, click on my homepage, my name, my homepage, and it's all there for you. Everything about how to figure out your personal year and all the write-ups for each one for June 1 through 9. And yes, it's free. That's so funny. That's the thing I've been asked many times. Of course it's free. Yeah. Okay. And that's also, if you want to talk to me, you can connect up with me there. Hit that subscribe button if you wouldn't mind, and that like button. And if you have any questions or comments, just pop them into the feed right here. And I'll love to have a chat with you here. I ran this for 15 years over on Facebook, and I loved how the community just built and built and built. And so I'm bringing everybody over to YouTube to expand our family. And I'm glad. It's just overdue in time. All right, you guys, much love to you. I promise you I'll do my best to check in with you in about 2 weeks just to give you a little boost, a little reminder, a little, you know, I'll be your cheerleader as you finish the last jag of June, okay? Much love, everyone, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.